Welcome back, everyone. This is back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2. I'm waiting in the car, so I'm going to kind of shoot off a couple of videos here talking about things that you're interested in. If you hear some trucks and things going by, that's just because I'm kind of standing waiting for some places to open. All right, so once again, thank you for the subscriptions and the comments and the likes. And certainly if you feel like donating, there's also going to be a donate link on the bottom. The comments I get are wonderful, so I always try to do something based on comments. And I think this one I think it came from E-Billionaire, E-Trillionaire maybe. I'm sorry, E-Billionaire, E-Trillionaire. I have to go back and look. But this was a question about how is our awesome power produced. And so let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. Once again, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know how you feel about some of the stuff that I'm doing, and hopefully things will be okay, that you guys can go ahead and get something out of this. All right, so let's look at this and kind of do it. I actually pulled up a couple sites, and I looked at WebMd just to kind of get some ideas and more of a definition of this. So we talk about these two things we need to look at. One is actually the sperm, and also the semen. Now, as men, we'll talk about the men here. The men, they develop semen, and I'm going to go back at my notes here a little bit here. And the idea is that we produce about millions of semen all the time. So, no, I'm sorry, sperm all the time. So sperm is being produced all the time, and so it's about in the millions. It's produced in the testicles, and you're getting actual sperm you're producing, okay? Now, that sperm then is mixed with hormones, and one of the hormones is testosterone, we talked about, and then semen. And so those type of things are produced together, and certainly when you get excited, and all of a sudden it is something that comes out, all of a sudden then it forms together, and it mixtures, and those type of things can produce children. And certainly as you do that, you look at it, and you can tell how much energy you use from this, because it does take 24 hours to replace what you spent, your energy. Okay. Now the issue is that once you do this, then your body through those 24 hours, they have to focus on everything they can do to reproduce it, because as a male, you are functioned by nature to help reproduce, right? Copies of yourself. And so as you do that, your body is focused on that. And so if you're doing it to procreate, and that's the reason, and that's kind of a crazy word, but if you're doing it to have children, then that's the purpose that's set for you. And that's the way nature is. It's the way God intended it to be, and I believe that very strongly. So the idea is that if you're going ahead and not doing that, okay, and you're not doing it that often because of that reason, you're doing it over and over again like some people are doing, then you're just in a continual state of flux and weakness, because it takes a while to focus. Now, because it's focusing on trying to reproduce all of the semen you're losing, you're actually then not focusing on some other aspects of your body, which is why some people actually end up getting sick in other areas, especially when they release all the time. The bottom line really is that you cannot have your body focusing on bringing back all that semen from time to time if basically you're trying to produce, and you're not really going to go ahead and kind of focus on the other parts of the body. And this is where I think the semen and those things make a big difference, because what ends up happening is that you're trying to keep those nutrients within your body, and I'll talk about the nutrients in a second, but you're trying to keep those nutrients in your body to help you fight have a strong immune system, fight diseases, fight control. And I did a video a few days ago talking about never getting sick again. And I have not been sick in a long time. You might get sniffles once in a while, you may get a sore throat, which I've had, but I'm not out any period of time, because it heals quickly. Things that happen heal quickly. Cuts that I get heal quickly, and I believe that's because you're keeping all those nutrients in yourself. Now, is there scientific proof of this? I could not find any scientific proof of this. All I know is I can tell you from my experiences that these things are happening much better to me now, since I'm on retention, than before. And I think that's kind of the key to it. So we go back to talking about this, and the semen itself is basically made of three things: water, plasma, which is blood, and mucus. And so those are the three things that make up your semen. It's about every drop you about 5 to 25 calories depending on how much you're actually doing. So basically you're losing energy and losing things every time you end up doing this. And so that's why you have to be very careful not to lose your energy. Now, what is in this article actually went WebMd, how many nutrients are in semen? So that's something you could look up, and I'll put the link on the bottom as we talk about it. But let's look at some of these things that are within your semen. Calcium, right? Citrate, fructose, glucose, lactic acid, magnesium, potassium, right? Protein, and zinc. All these things are within your energy, and those are the types of things that can make you stronger. And those are the things that you have to keep. And this is why, for years, I couldn't understand why I was so weak all the time, that I had deficiencies in magnesium and zinc and things like that. And a lot of it, guys, it goes back to it. And testosterone, as you get older, now that for your young guys, you don't have a problem with testosterone, but you're going to have a problem as you get older if you continue losing this energy all the time. And so I've had to kind of go through partly bringing myself back and creating that testosterone that I did not have. And I think that, you know, gave me lack of energy, a lack of attractiveness, all those type of things, because of, you know, the fact that I was, you know, letting go my energy too much. And that's the kind of thing that you have to watch. And so when you look at all these type of nutrients and things that you have, you're really focusing on having something that is just awesome power. And that's why I was talking about your dominant power is strong. And the reason why it's strong is because you're keeping those nutrients within you. Now, think about it this way. If you have somebody that, whether it's marriage to, or someone who you really care about, and you want to release energy, well, you know, that may be a different situation. You have to make that choice yourself, because that person who's getting that energy will get that energy. That's why that person, you know, you always notice these type of things, that if it happens, you're basically dead tired while the other person's ready to go. They're excited. Because a lot of times what they're doing is they're gaining your energy. And this is why I always call things energy suckers, you know, vampire suckers. I talk about succubuses, and I talk about, you know, zombies. They will feed on your energy. That's why they sense it. Now, you may think this is all kind of ridiculous in some senses, and I thought it was 2 years ago, but I believe is that because of everything is made of energy, and go back to the physics law again, everything is made up of energy. You cannot destroy energy, so it's going somewhere. So if it's leaving you, it's going to someone else. Whether it's emotional, whether it's a physical type of thing, it is going somewhere else. And so you have to be very careful not to get upset, not to, you know, have intercourse and sexual relations that you do not want to have, or you're doing it just for a short-term pleasure. There has to be a long-term type of thing, or else you're going to be drained, as we see a lot of people, and you'll become one of these zombies, and you'll be looking to be as vampire or a succubus or whatever it might be to gain energy from other people, because you don't have the energy. You know, and a lot of times what happens is people just sit around and they're so tired after that they just kind of wait for the next image to come up and those type of things, and they keep doing it over and over again, not realizing that they're destroying themselves. And I think that's the thing that I learned through this whole thing, is that it's not worth it. And maybe it, you know, it took me a long time to kind of learn this lesson. Hopefully I'm passing it on to some of the youngsters and some of the people younger than I am in the audience, which is probably most of the people, right? And the thing is that you want to go ahead and kind of conserve the energy as much as you can. And like great stories you hear of Tesla and Muhammad Ali and Da Vinci, you know, Mike Tyson, 5 years, Malcolm X, I believe 12 years. You know, you have people who are trying to strive for another plateau of people. Your spirit level is right through the roof. You don't need these type of things. And I think that's the thing you have to watch out for, because we're in a society of lots of temptation. And you see it all around you, and people make money, you know, buku money over these type of things, millions of dollars. on the industry we're talking about, and over they just continue to bombard you to the point of saying, okay, we think this is kind of normal behavior. My opinion, it's not normal behavior. Normal behavior is basically just going ahead and losing your energy when you want to have a child, losing your energy only at the times that you feel like it's going to benefit the other person, and not something where you're just doing it for short-term gratification all the time. That's not the case. The case is not really that you're trying to just get satisfaction as much as possible and get as much pleasure as you can. It's really, in the long run, you're selling out your soul. And people who do this. You see people, if they have a large body count, that they're basically going ahead and just losing and draining their energy. So again, I hope this helps. I had a great question, I think, from I think it was E-Billionaire. So if I'm wrong about this, trillionaire, I apologize. But the great question was, how is our dominant energy produced? And basically, it's really a matter of the energy you're getting from all the nutrients you get, and your hormones, testosterone, all those things together form an unbelievable energy. And that energy is perceived by other people, and then you are using that for all these great benefits, and to help the world and help mankind become a better place, and be creative and make money for yourself, but also helping a lot of people. And I think that's kind of the key to it. It has to be a lifestyle change you're looking to. So once again, I hope this helps, and until next time, battle on. Once again, please subscribe, like, comment, all those things are appreciated, and let's continue, and I'll be back soon with another video.